you guys, I just met you on the street, and you were kind enough to tell me who the fuck that guy was, because I don't know shit. You're from, come in the threesies. I need or twosies, whatever.
So,
yes. Yeah.
We're from Minnesota.
And you were telling me?
These two are photographers, and T&B Rock's right there.
Yeah. But we were talking about,
a lot of people are coming to California right now, especially because quarantine. A lot of people that like have money but they lost their jobs or they got free time, they just come here.
So do you think it's wise to come and shop when the coronavirus is not over yet and there's supposed to be multiple waves and stuff?
I think a lot of the young people, like especially me, I think that even if I do get it, I think I'm gonna be okay because of the amount of people that recovered. And at the end of the day, like we gotta acclimate to the new normal and just keep living our lives, you know, do what we still want to do.
Yeah, but what about like Megan Thee Stallion got shot? Yeah, but it's like, excuse me, she's at a party. Like, what the hell is going on?
Yeah.
In that situation, it's like you gotta put yourself in the right situations. Like, it's not good to be inside all the time because you gotta, you know, as humans, we gotta experience outside, and that's part of our nature. But you gotta be mindful and know the situations that you're putting yourself in, and not, especially in this climate, you can't just be doing anything.
I mean, I'm like seriously, like, I mean, the way people sleep around in Hollywood, and then even if you're healthy, you're at a party, you're drinking alcohol. I mean, look what's happening in Florida and all these other places and stuff.
So it's like, you gotta be mindful. Obviously, you can't act as if nothing's going on, because even if you're not able to get it, or like you have a low risk of getting it, you are around a lot of different people, people in your family as well.
But a lot of people don't believe it. A lot of the, like, I know people from the South, they're very like, they call themselves religious, but they don't practice what they preach. But they do a lot of stuff that's unsafe behavior. You know what I mean? They want to go
outside,
but in groups. They cooking food for a bunch of people in a closed space. They don't understand science. They don't know the history of plagues. From a long time ago, 18th century, when they had plagues and stuff, they wore little coverings over their face. You understand? But these people think, oh, they're going to be protected by, I don't know, imaginary fairies. But my whole point is that if we want to beat this thing, we got to use our heads. You know what I mean? How do you think people are going to deal with not being able to pay rent for 4 to 5 months and then have it all due when it's over? How do you think people are going to cope with that?
Well, I know people, it's hard. Plus, I know a lot of people are on unemployment, and I think a second stimulus might be coming, but still.
But they're making paper money, it's not real. So, but what would you suggest people do? Do you think it's wise, like I said, to be spending this kind of money on?
Well, you gotta get online. Like,
this will be the best time to save, for sure, because we don't know how hard the bounce back's gonna be. Especially with everyone having this mental idea thinking that they're getting free money.
They're not getting it. You still gotta pay taxes.
Taxes will go up a lot.
Oh, I know.
You gotta be mindful when you're getting this money to save some of the money at the same time.
But not just that, maybe start a business, because I'll tell you, I have a lot of friends. I normally cover in the Beverly Hills if I'm not in New York, but if you notice, if you go down different streets, there's a lot of buildings for lease. And that was happening before COVID. The business was slowed down. Because of Trump, like a lot of tourists, like really rich Saudi Arabia, people from places like that, Dubai, they didn't want to come here and shop. And they were afraid of being, attacked, which, so long story short, the money that normally came through here wasn't here even before this. But as Trump and the economy went down, it got bad. But now it's crazy. There's so many businesses that have for lease signs. And then I was talking to a friend of mine. He was telling me that his dad, he owns a place around the corner. They're trying to negotiate their rent with the owners, and they want more money. And it's like, you know what goes on with the last couple? Like, they don't care. And the people that are owning some of these places, they don't live here. So they don't. It doesn't mean anything. They can have a building empty for 10 years and not give a shit because it's a tax write-off. But people who love the city and love their, like New York or other places like that, you need buildings full of businesses or people to have a place to live. So I don't feel that I hate the word politician because it's like saying pimp. I don't think people understand what's going on and what's going to happen. So
I think the banks are gonna like catch up to like the lending and stuff, and probably a lot of foreclosures like towards the end of the year.
Oh yeah, but also a lot of more homeless. I don't know if you've driven around Hollywood, Los Angeles, Westwood, everywhere, Beverly Hills. You see a lot of homeless, and the thing is going to happen all over the country.
Yeah.
But I think we have to have more discussions with people, and I want to talk to people on the street more about what are we going to do? Because I don't think people get what's happening. You got people that are depressed. They're depressed. They're drinking a lot. If you look at the places, the grocery stores are always selling alcohol. They're always pushing marijuana. But
that's where the country gets most of its money. So
right. But the point is, though, when you're stressed out and you got no money and you're high, weird things happen, do they not?
Yeah.
And you're not necessarily safe with the mask shit too.
Right. There has to be like programs and the people that really care about those that are.
But they don't care.
Right. Well, there's some programs and stuff, but it's not big enough.
But I'm saying there's going to be even more homeless now.
That's true. Yeah.
Nobody can afford their rent. You know how much rent is in LA? Shit.
Yeah.
It's almost as bad as New York. Plus, you have to have a car, and the metro system sucks here, and it's unsafe. But like I said, I think if people are talking about it, and like you said, saving money.
It's all the test of time, to be honest, because we're writing history as the days go on, so no one really knows how to.
Well, that isn't true. But if you look at the past of the Depression, what people did in the Depression, but most people don't even think like that. They don't read books. They don't know history. They're.
It could be both sides. Maybe they don't know because they weren't taught, or just
that is true.
So it's like you
both.
never know what's.
But regardless of which, in our instant Google. Civilization right now, it can take you 2 seconds to look up the Depression, and we'll find out. You heard stories about your grandma washing out tinfoil, but also trying to figure out: do we move back in with our parents? Do we move in an apartment or a house with lots of our friends and try to save money? And start a business, and then figure out what are people going to need if we're stuck in the freaking house for more months?
E-commerce is blown up.
Exactly, but what are they going to buy? What are the top 3 things people are buying right now that aren't leaving? Games, what? Food, what? Booze? Toiletries, self-care.
Products,
So that's the thing is I want people to start talking about what are we going to do? The people that care about other people.
Well, it's good to be having in-city outlets like you and people that are actually getting into what the people are thinking rather than the big medias that
real
are
information.
showing fake information.
No, I want to know how we're going to take care of each other. There's too many buildings, even like I told you, even before this shit happened, there was too many buildings empty, and I would come back from New York going, what the fuck, what happened to LA, there's so many homeless. I came back, Denzel Washington and Rami Malek were shooting a movie on Hollywood Boulevard, and I was going to Trader Joe's, and I'm like, oh cool, and then I'm seeing how many homeless people are all over the place, but like, under the right by a school, right by a church, taking over the underpass where you can't even walk the sidewalk and it's unsafe, and this is before COVID. And I'm like, you have a plague on a plague on a plague, like what the and they don't do anything. They're like, oh yeah, we're going to take care of the homeless. How are you going to take care of the homeless when they won't wear masks, or they don't eat proper food, they can't wash their ass?
It's a hard problem because a lot of people.
I heard they are like giving them money in hotels and places to stay, but they have to meet requirements.
Yeah, but they have to be over a certain age and shit. It's like anything. The bureaucracy will kill you.
Yeah, there's ways and loopholes and all that type of stuff.
But what's your guys' names? First name? Sash and Brandon, thank you. I'm Kat. I'll give you my information. You can find me online. You can watch this. But I really appreciate you taking the time to talk to me because we got to solve this. These motherfuckers, excuse my French, these people aren't gonna. Yeah, but they're not gonna do anything. They don't care if we all die.
A lot of them didn't come from the places a lot of people in the city and the lifestyle that they grew up with to understand and have the empathy to make the right moves for
but not only that, they're making money because most of them I have
off the top.
Oh yeah, but not just that. I have friends that go to restaurants every day here, and I'm always listening to I listen to these very, very wealthy people. They spend on lunch what we spend on rent. Okay, so one of the things that happened months ago. This is months ago, right before the NBA shut down. There was a guy who's extremely wealthy who was having lunch with his investment banker advisor, And I said, "Hey, is it a good time to buy stock?" She said, "No, wait. That was what month was that? NBA, right?" So she knew that it was going worse and worse and worse. And not just that, I had other friends and different things. Their rich friends were saying, "Whatever you do, don't spend shit on big purchases." They said this months ago. They knew the shit was going down, right? So my whole point is, if you are a great leader, you prepare. But you prepare. They had all those stupid movies about pandemics for 20 years ago, right? So no PPE, that's the protective gear. Not enough ventilators. Not realizing that blacks need D3, vitamin D3.
They don't care though.
No, but I'm just saying, there's information.
The information is the biggest. The education and information, like accessibility and
but also
of that information.
people in the East Coast, they don't have as much sun as we do in California, so they're not absorbing as much vitamin D3, which supposedly helps your immune system.
Huge.
Right.
Huge.
So the whole point is, and also if you're eating shitty food, you're not going to get all the nutrients that are going to help combat respiratory diseases. But all I'm trying to say is we need to do better, and sharing information, actually caring about other people. But you're smart, both of you. You get the thing, but don't fall for the okey doke. That, you know what I mean? You know.
Just right. Whatever.
Yeah. But I'm just saying, having your own business, trying to figure out a way to make more money is the only way. Because this shit's gonna be crazy. I'm gonna try to be cool about it, but
it's hard to. You just gotta be real with it and be real with yourself, with the situation, and
that's all you can do, right?
You gotta move, because at the end of the day, everybody's gonna go die, whatever. But you just gotta, play the game of life right. And
you are a wise brother. Do you know about Frances Scovel Shinn? She wrote a book called The Game of Life and How to Play It. Let me just tell you, you said it without saying it, but she wrote it like in the 1930s. There's also a guy named Neville Goddard. Yeah, look it up. Trust, because you're on the wave. You're on the wave. You know it without knowing it. But they were talking about this shit a long time ago.
And it's stuff that people know from just generations and generations that carry on, and people know the stuff, but
you got to practice it.
Too many